ladles and jelly spoons, bugs and grubs, potatoes of all ages. It's time for a stream. That's right. It's time for the Wizard of Oz. Welcome along to the DP Dome. I'm your old mate DP, and we're doing a streamy thing. This is our main save for Football Manager 2023, the Wizard of Oz, which began in Adelaide, Australia, my hometown with Adelaide United. We won the A-League finals and the Australian version of the FA Cup. It was pretty cool. That was enough to get us a gig in South Korea, where we'd never managed before, with John Yam Dragons, where we won everything. K-League 2, K-League 1, Korean FA Cup, even an Asian Champions League. Continental success. Damn straight. Next up, off to Europe, finally, in Italy with Palermo FC. Things didn't go great. It was fine. It's just we didn't win anything, and it was all a bit bleh. So we ran away to Germany, where we linked up with Arminia Bielefeld. We got promoted from Zwei Bundesliga to the Bundesliga, 2 German Cup finals, a Europa League final, and UEFA Europa Conference League title to our name. And that was enough to secure us a gig in the biggest league in the world, the Premier League, with Newcastle United FC, the mighty, mighty Magpies. Mission for the save, get to Europe. We've done that. Cross that off the to-do list. There you go. And we want to win the Champions League, which we qualified for last season, despite a little bit of heartbreak right at the death. Story of the save, really. Not the first time that's happened, but that's what we're after. That's what we're chasing, and that's what's going to happen right here this evening. Howdy, folks. We're kicking off a little bit earlier than usual. I was going to go live about an hour ago. It didn't happen. I've been working my way through the transfer window. We're almost done with it. We're up to the 26th of July. We've made some signings. We've sold some players. But first, I want to recap how it all played out at the end of last season. Fair to say, we're a little bit gutted. So we finished second. We qualified for the Champions League for the first time ever, which is great. Hey, Chops, haven't seen you for a while. Good to have you in. We're just catching up on what went down yesterday in yesterday's stream. So as you can see right over here, Arsenal finished on 79 points. We finished on 78 points. We had a massively better goal difference than them. United lost on the last day of the season, which was fantastic. Sadly, Arsenal won. It all went wrong in the last 2 games. We beat Liverpool. Things were looking great. We beat United. We drew with West Ham. That was a little bit painful. We won that. We were champions. We beat Liverpool. Fulham, we lost away from home 2-0. We were absolutely toothless and useless. And that is what cost us the league title. And extra infuriating because we went out the next game against Derby and smashed 5 past them. It was a pretty good run in towards the end of the season, despite getting knocked out of the FA Cup in the semis to Leicester. That was the beginning of the end, really. And we just couldn't hold on. Chops is in the future, 2042, Luton 5 times UCL winners and 8-time Premier League champions. That is impressive, sir. Well done. Very, very cool. We've got some loan dudes going out on the loany phones here. They've all been accepted, so I don't need to do anything. Accepting that. So we'll have a look at the transfer business that's been going down here in Groovetown. Not a lot happening. So Evandro Lima came in. He was the emergency loan signing last season at left back. Instantly regretted it. We've been him off again. We'll check that out in a minute. And Edu Sergio, I've just bought another winger because I'm not overly happy with Vale. He's got a bit of potential to improve. He didn't cost a fortune. He can also play up front in a pinch. Can cover both wings. And he's been pretty good value throughout his career so far, playing at FC Porto. He comes very highly rated, and I think it's a good piece of business. Look at everything we've moved on, though. Look at all this ridiculousness. It's all been happening. So a whole bunch of loans have gone, a whole bunch of youngsters have gone out on free transfers because they weren't good enough. Tom Knowles has gone to Everton for 3.1 million. David Olivares is part of his loan deal. That's been made permanent, 34.5 million for him. Ednaldo, the striker we kept sending out on loan because he was trash. He's gone to Hoffenheim for 13.5 million plus add-ons. Not a bad piece of business. Lucas Obele, who we were never going to use, he's gone for 5.5 mil. Roberto, the midfielder that we barely used last season and was in the way of Weicker, who is now back from loan, 21 million for him. Not bad, plus add-ons 26. Gonzalo, the rubbish goalkeeper, who we were never going to use. We absolutely mugged Real Madrid, getting 1.1 million for him. Whole bunch of loans with a whole bunch of loan fees, which is pretty good. Kevin Guest, another youngster, he's got no nuts for us for 0.5 mil. And Miljan Novakovic, who we bought from Armini Bielefeld for 46 million last season, never really lit my fire and didn't really recapture his form that he had here. We sold him. We've taken a bit of a loss, but we're still getting about 50 million all told for him. Other signings that happened that you may have missed. I think we lined a couple of these up last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. But a world class. He was world class. He's not now. Oh dear. Santiana. Gicine Santi, I don't know how to say his name. He's Brazilian and he's a left back and he's awesome. We've paid an absolute mint for him. 80 million, not all of it up front. We're doing it on the Never Never. But that's our new left back. He should be awesome. And again, going down here, Fabio Sprinzing. He's got a great name. We bought him from Bayern, so we gave him some of their money and then they gave it back. But he looks pretty good. He can play defensive midfielder. He can play centre-back, which is great because it means we won't be as heavily reliant on one Della Basic, who does my freaking head in. Other players, we have moved on. There's not really that many of them, but this is the other big one. Not super big, but he is gone. Branley Meridino, who barely played for us at all. 7 appearances, 0 goals, did nothing for us. I can't remember what we paid for him. We brought him in on a free. We got 10 million for him. Good piece of business. But he's gone and is no longer an issue. So the squad now looks a little bit like this. Paul Fogden's back from his loan. He had a great season over at Monaco. So he is in now and he's our first choice goalkeeper. Because Diogo Costa is going to retire at the end of the season and he's on the decline. So Fogden is the man. We've still got Dario knocking about the place there, Springs in the new boy, Della Basic and Petrosco, who can also cover at left back. Della Basic can cover at right back for us as well. So plenty of options. We're light at defensive mid. Springs in can help cover, but ideally he won't have to. Bailey's been injured a little bit throughout pre-season, which is a worry. But if defensive mid isn't a thing or not available, we can always just slot an attacking mid in here and go without the defensive mid. No dramas. Horak's still here. Weicker is back from his loan and he's still on the improve. He had a fantastic season for Bayer Leverkusen out on loan. We made money on it. He scored goals. He got assists, player of the match awards. Did exactly what we wanted him to do out on loan. Lit the Bundesliga on fire and he was great. Vale's still here. Werner's still here. He's the first choice winger for us now. Sergio, we've already talked about. Santiana. Patino still here. One of the best players at the club. And, of course, our hero, Norberto Hosch. Look at his value now. He signed a new contract, as did Patino and a few others. But he's fantastic. And we're hoping he can emulate his last season because he scored all of the freaking goals. 36 appearances in the league. 34 goals. 7.54 average rating. He won the European Golden Boot. And all the awards, basically. So that's fine. Saka and Aspria are still here. I just haven't got the heart to move them on more than anything. They're not getting extended deals or anything like that, but they're still here. They can help out. They're definitely on the decline and they're not first choice. But they are team leaders and I didn't want to upset the dynamics. Juliano is still here. Great midfielder. Gil, another great midfielder. Terry Osborne, we've brought up from the under-21s. He's our backup striker, or he will be when he's fit again. But he's got a lot of potential. Very excited about that. And Delacorte is back from his loan. I want to keep him around. He's got bags of potential. He can sort of play on the wing, but not really. Attacking midfield option, if we choose to go that route. And he can help us out up front as an option there. So we're looking pretty good. In terms of squad registration, we're going to be fine for the Prem. And it's looking like we're going to be fine for the Champions League as well. If I hit auto select, pretty much everyone is in. Delacourt counts as under 21, I think. Or maybe he just won't make the squad. No, he's under 21. First of the first, 2037. He's still 20. Been at the club for 2 years. Maybe he won't squeak in, which could be a problem. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I knew homegrown was going to be an issue. We kind of addressed it last season by making sure everybody we had... My camera's all crooked. Look at this. Crazy thing. Sorry, folks. I've still got sunnies on my head. I'm a monster. Yeah, we brought in a whole bunch of players who are homegrown in England. I forgot about the whole, homegrown at the club thing. It's an issue for Europe. And I wasn't expecting to qualify for Europe last season. It was the goal, for sure. But, yeah, I honestly didn't expect Champions League football. It's not what we were shooting for. And the fact that we were even in a title race at all last season means it is a massive, massive success. Everyone's wanting to loan our boys. Yeah, sure, go speak to Bolton. I don't care. You want to loan that guy, knock yourselves out. You want to loan him. You want to loan him. Who's Borelli? Yeah, fine. 50 quid a week for a loan deal. Sure, why not? So, having a look at the season preview. There we go. We're predicted to finish 6th, which I think is garbage. Absolute garbage. There's Patino, there's Hoss on the best players in the league list. They're the only two we've got on there. But we still have a bunch of young players with bags of potential who should keep getting better. And we've kept a majority of the squad from last season together. So they've already tasted some success, or almost. We haven't won a trophy. But overall, been really good. So that's been the mission this summer. Don't upset the apple cart. Don't overdo the transfers, sell too many players, buy too many players. I am worried that we're very weak on the wings. And that's going to impact the service to Hosh up front, or whoever's got to cover for him if he picks up a knock or whatever, touch wood. And we've seen a bunch of times we're very, very poor when we don't have Hosh as an option, when he's been injured, or when he falls out of form. It makes things very, very ropey. We don't really have the budget to go out and grab an awesome winger. I was hoping we would, but as we've learned over the last few seasons, the best options, we're talking about hundreds of millions of pounds of outlay. And we really just don't have the money to spend. So we're trying to behave. Sure, go speak to Preston. I don't care. Loan him, do that, whatever, go nuts. How are the finances now? Can I adjust the wage budget a little bit? Boop. Fix that. Beautiful. So, as things stand, we've got no pending transfers in. Actually, I tell a lie. We do. Felix Wolf, because we just sold Novakovic. So I want to bring in another left winger as cover, even though we don't really need to. I don't think he can speak English. No, so we need to learn the language. Doesn't have a great reputation. He's not going to set the world on fire, but he's good enough. He can do a job, and he's not crazy expensive, but he does come, again, highly rated. So, as a squad player, why the hell not? Bailey's injured himself again. The guy's a maniac. I wanted to bring Allegro back on loan, but I believe it's Chelsea we borrowed him from. They're not having a bar of it, so it's not really an option. This guy's pretty highly rated. 7.5 million. And you can play defensive mid. He's not very good. He's 23. No. What's your career been like? Pretty ordinary, and you've never really excelled either while you've been out on loan. I'm tempted because he's cheap. Good championship player. No. Even if it was like a decent or a poor premiership player, I'd pull the trigger. But the fact he's still rated for championship, it's too much of a risk if it doesn't pay off. 5 suggestions. You go and play 90 minutes. You go and play 90 minutes. You're still out for 2 days. You're out for 10 days. So you go play 45 and don't hate yourself. Reject. You can't loan backup striker monsters. So yeah, I was gonna wait to kick off the stream until we're a bit closer to the start of the season. God. Delay all the decisions. Get on board with that plan. There's also a testimonial coming up, which I'm not going to go through, but it's a testimonial for Mark Guay, who is retired, but he hasn't left the club. He's joined the coaching staff. He's currently undertaking a coaching course, and he's working with the under-18s. So he's still here. He's still knocking around the place. We look after our own here in the DP Dome. And I was really happy when he signed that contract. Plus, saved us about 150 grand a week in wages. So, yeah. Also hoping through the course of like the first half of the season, because Asprilla and Saka aren't going to get as much game time as they got last season because they were awful. Semi-hoping that, not that they get a huge grumpy on, but they just kind of get jack of it and want to leave. And then we can move them on, save the money on wages, and hopefully bring in a replacement. Not so much Saka, because he's only on another 1-year deal anyway. And I think Asprilla's in the last year of his contract, so he'll be leaving at the end of the season. It may not be a thing. If we do something ridiculous and go and win Champions League, this could be the final season of the save, which would be utter madness. But hey, stranger things have happened. What I don't want to have happen is get that close to the league title again and get rolled at the death. Oh, look at this. We've got options for an affiliate club. It's Mallorca in La Liga 2. Cadiz in La Liga 2. Laval in Ligue 3. Braunschweig in 3 Liga. No. Magdeburg. Nope. Finance is okay. Decent bread. The facilities like. Facilities are good, but not great. About Cadiz. That's my pick. Yeah, like that. Why not? They've got good facilities. It's all you need for sending youngsters out on loan and stuff. It's a decent league to send them to. Second best league in the world. Oh, country. It's not La Liga, which is the second best league. In the save. Archie Bray. Oh, Saka's going to go play in his testimonial. Cool, cool. Jorge Branco, Kevin Dalglish, all the loans. Can we stop loaning him out for free though? I want the money. Person's going, yay. Go do the loany thing and be good at it. Huzzah. So many players going out on loan, it's ridiculous. And we're getting paid for all of them, which is fantastic. So we've got this friendly, we've got that testimonial, and then I believe that's it for pre-season, and we'll be in to Premier League action this evening. Squad to be decided, auto select, anybody missing out, you're in because you don't need to be registered, you're in because you don't need to be registered, you're in because you don't need to be registered, and everybody else is good. Fantastic! Let's let the Doffer sort this out. Yep. Doffer, sort him out. I don't want to deal with it as a kid, but he's turned professional. Good for him. We've got a bunch of youngsters who are hovering around the 2.5, 4.5 star potential. We had a really good youth intake, which we saw in yesterday's stream, which was very exciting. And that's why I brought a couple of youngsters up into the first team. I think I brought up like 3 of them offline. A couple of them have since gone out on loan. But they need to be playing. So I don't want to keep them around if they're not going to get game time. I think Osborne will. I think he will. Like, it's kind of up to me. I can literally make that happen with a couple of mouse clicks. Yeah. So we'll see how we go. I'm quietly pumped for this season. I think it could be awesome. Interest in Daddario, who, honestly, if we can get value for him, and this is the problem, paid 41.5 million. I don't think that was me. I think that was before we got here. He's never really lit it up. But if we can get good value for him, I'd probably sell him, because his wages for another 2 seasons are almost £500,000 a week, 425 grand. He's a good player, but if we could get him off the books for decent money, yeah, then again, I would not complain. I would not complain at all. It's just the same old problem. Then we've got to replace him. We do have Panicardis here, who is awesome, but we'd still need a backup. And the plan for my whole summer was not to constantly have to retool the back line, which is what I've basically had to do. I was hoping to take all of the transfer budget and buy a world-class winger, not even for both sides of the pitch, just for one, to try and improve the service, getting a host. Instead, I've gone the budget route with Edu Sergio, in the hope that he improves. Is it going to work out? No idea. But we shall see. I also have not brought in any loanees this season. All our squad numbers have changed. Look, it's all shifted around and gone crazy. Hopefully no one's upset about that. Hosh is odds on for top goal scorer. Haaland is still knocking around the place. So is Makoko. How old are you now? He's only 32. Haaland is 37. This has to be his last season, surely. Should we buy him? What's he worth? 20 mil? Can we buy Haaland? He's got no pace anymore. Look at that career. It's disgusting. 417 goals. Career average is 7.52. The play on the wing. Okay, Ken. But he's expensive. I don't want expensive buggers. I want cheap buggers. They keep trying to push this guy on us, don't they? Here we go. 5th now. We've moved up a bit. Cool. So, Felix Wolf, we are waiting for a work permit. 36,356 season tickets sold. We also got word of a stadium expansion. They're going to take the capacity of St James's Park, home of Newcastle, to 59,000. But it's not happening this season. It's happening next season. If we were to do something ridiculous and win the Champions League, we'll never see that eventuate. But yeah, failing that, we might. Next August, that'll be done. It's a weird one. I'm not sure why they're like, yeah, next year. You can see it. You're a striker. I don't need one. I mean, I do need one, but I'm not buying one. Alright. Let's friggin' do this thing. Let's get some team bonding in there, because we've got a lot of new faces. Way more new faces than I was banking on. Just quick picking it. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Who's missing out? Nobody. We have made a tweak to the tactic. Not a huge one. Last season we hovered around here. We started off slightly more direct and we dragged it back to the middle to try and improve our possession numbers. I think we've got better players now, so I've bumped that up to play more direct and try to move the ball forward and be a bit more attack minded. Going hand in hand with that, we switched to a low block instead of a mid block. I actually went into the data hub and it suggested that because we were giving possession away a lot in this area and conceding a lot of goals in the penalty area. So we've made that tweak. We've also set it to, when we lose possession, regroup instead of counter press. Pull everybody back, find your shape and defend. So a couple of tweaks, nothing earth shattering. But we've not lost a game in pre-season yet. We've been playing rubbish clubs, but so far so good. Hopefully that continues. Lenny Ivanko actually looks decent. Watford would like to loan him for chump change, and we've quite rightly rejected that very insulting offer. Jerks. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Cool. Down. Let's roll. And playlist this evening, if you're wondering, it is the Epidemic Sound Open World Gaming playlist tonight, set to, I believe, Shuffleize. Now it is. Felt like something different. Gonna get money for being on the telly against United. Premier League top young player odds. There's Juliano. There's Charles Vicker is on the list. Tommy King, who I've seriously considered putting in a bid for. Yeah, they're all pretty expensive though. These are so expensive and I'm terrified to pull the trigger. Hugo Bastos. Hello. I remember you. You're not good enough to play for us though. Steve Lavergne. 246, 270 million. Don't call us, we'll call you. Mikel Romo is not for sale. but would be great. We need all the money. Like, all of the money. Loan stat summary. Nobody's played yet, which is fine. We've sent Cristiano Nunez out on loan as well. He's got a loan at Schalke. I've asked them to prioritise him playing as a defensive midfielder. He's got bags of potential. He's only 20. I'm hoping he does a Viker and has an amazing season over in the Bundesliga. So when we bring him back, he's cooked and ready to go. That's the plan. This young guy, James Jackson, future winger, hopefully. He's only on loan at Shrewsbury, which could be a problem. But Stephen Clegg Brinley as well should be great. We just want him to do their things out on loan. And Uregi, who was our backup goalkeeper last season, got a grumpy on about game time because he wants to play for Spain, and that's fair enough. We've got Costa as a backup. We've got Fogden back as our first choice keeper. This guy's still got heaps of potential. I didn't want to lose him, so out on loan he went. Who is this clown? Jose Recalde from Real Sociedad. I don't need, and you want to massively overpay. Cancel that deal. Viker is training his face off and getting better. Expecting big things from that boy. Want him to be great. I was going out on loan for nothing. Ugh, disgusting. Kevin Dalglish, that's that guy we bought a couple of seasons ago from who? Rangers. 2.5 million spent on him. Better start doing something good. Get my money back. Scouting, all the scouted dudes. There we go. Just having a quick look in case there's anyone in positions that we need. Let's get 17 bags of potential. Tempting, tempting. It's a team we're looking at before. It's 26, too old. 20 is too expensive. Fine. Ugh. Fitness tests. Huzzah. It's only friendly against Star Rene or Ren or whatever you want to call them. They're French. Nobody cares. What's happened here? A bunch of people played football. Good for them. We drew. Who scored? Patino and Juliano in injury time. And it was Lukovic, our former striker, who was doing the damage. Goodness me. So they scored. We equalised straight away. They thought they'd won it. And then Juliano said, no, thank you. And then Patino cracked it and got a yellow card. Nice. And you, Mr. Hoss, did not have a great day at the office, did you? Play well. You didn't play well. You also didn't play well. Ogden, don't be doing this. You know what happens when you do that. DP gets cranky. I don't want Fogden having any of his 6.2, 6.1 days. I was actually excited to get Fogden back into the team after his loan spell was so good, and I do not want to be let down. And we had to do, not the dodgy, but Monaco, he had him on loan. There was an optional future fee of 26.5 million. They actually submitted that bid, but I'd already offered Fogden a new contract. He'd signed that contract, but the bid came in after that, and there was nothing that we could do. Yeah, thankfully, he turned down the deal. Let's go to Atletico. Deal's worth 46.5 million. It's a bit of profit. And you might get unsettled if we don't accept it, so fair enough. Branco is doing good trains, and Daniel Bilbao has turned professional. I don't know why, because he's trash. Bit of extra motivation for Champions League. Not too worried about the league. They're playing Barracliff up front. That's the dude we had on loan last season. What is this kibble? He wasn't that good. He don't scare me. Yeah. So, always tempting to just take those bonuses and drop them all low, but you can upset your players doing that, and it can impact the dynamics heavily. But what I was just doing with it is trying to prioritise one competition over the other. The goal of the save is to win the Champions League. So I've kept Champions League bonus smack bang in the middle. So if we win it, or do really well, they all get a big fat chunk of change. League, I'm less worried about, and I think we'll be okay, given that we haven't really messed up the squad or anything like that. And the Cups, I think they're going to look after themselves. They're really not going to be a high priority for us this season. We're going to be playing a lot of football with a relatively small squad. So yeah, we're not going to be going all out in every single competition. Grave prepares for testimonial. What a hero. Sellout expected. As it should be. Because Guay is a goddamn hero. And we love him. It's the other reason I brought Joe Springer, the new centre back, whatever his name is. I'll learn his name before the end of the season. Gianluca Pisani. I don't need you, sir. I've got heaps of centre backs. Got heaps of them. Why would we play Espria up front? It doesn't make a lot of sense. What do you want to be on the right wing? An inverted wing or an attack? And what do you want to be up front? Deep line forward. I'll make him a deep line forward on support. It's a testimonial. I don't care. It can do whatever it wants. The assistant manager can do whatever it wants. George Branco's trained well. Yay. I also, offline, added some of those young high potential players into training units. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you. Here's some tutorial action. We haven't done this for a while. So you go into your units, and so in your training setup, when you're sorting out training and you're clicking on a thing and you're checking out what that like block of training does. You often see it's broken up into different units: your goalkeeping unit, attacking unit, and defensive unit. Goalkeeping unit, goalkeepers; attacking unit, your more attacking minded players and midfielders; defensive unit, you get the idea. What you can do is, if you've got youngsters that you want to get involved, add, remove, reserve, or youth team player to first team training. So you can go in here, go to your offensive unit, find the dude you want to drop in. Let's have a look. We've got any good defenders in here whose names I recognize? Not really. Then for the under 18s, we got any? Danny Bilbao? Sure, why not? We'll drop him in. And then in the offensive unit, which is very offensive. We won't. Anyway, we've dropped one in. And where'd he go? There he is. Danny Bilbao. Right here. It's got zero potential. I'm going to take him out again in a second. But now they train with the first team. What that means is when you go here to mentoring, they become available to drop into mentoring groups as well. Danny Bilbao should be floating around somewhere. He's not. He might already be in there. I don't know. Anyway, that's the idea. They train with the first team. And it means you don't have to put them into the first team squad to get them improving in that way. Training units should use them, especially with your super high potential youngsters. If they're not on loan, get them working with the first team as much as you can. If you bring them up to the first team and you know they're not going to get a lot of game time, don't forget to make them available for the under 21s or the under 18s as well, so they can still play. Best thing you can do for youngsters, if you want them to fulfill their potential, is give them game time. If they're not playing, they're not going to improve. Okay, give him a squad number. I may not be able to register this guy. It's just dawned on me. Is anyone missing out now? I don't think so. Runs in. Cool. Just a squad player. He's not here to be the be all and end all. He's here to do a job when called upon and to give Satanyana a break when required. Our first game is against Bournemouth in the Prem. Oh, we've done it. We've beaten Chelsea. Hosh has scored a brace to send his buddy Mark Guay off in style. What a hero. I'm going to praise him because he didn't score in the game before. You're superb. Good job. Cheers. And again, Guay's not gone. He's still at the club. He's coaching the under 18s. Taking all that experience and his ability to stop people being grumpy and applying it to our youngsters, which can only be a good thing. And he's racing through his coaching badges too, which is fantastic. He's set to heat. It's weird. I've got a draft in here and it's doing my head in. Oh. Right, now it's all systems go to kick off in Zaprem with a stupid amount of games in a very short space of time because of idiotic scheduling requirements. West Ham are predicted 9th. Good for them. Smashed them. In your face, Chelsea. In your face! Delabasic is still suspended. That means... Where's Petrosco? There. Tiana. What? Oh, my first choice, boys. Why are you on support? Be on attack. Thank you. Let's fix my bench. A bloop. A bloop. Blue. Excuse me. Get up there. Crazy people. Of course, I'm going to break all that because we'll get to like here and I'll either go with the assistant manager's recommendation or I'll hit quick pick. And ruin all my hard work. So look at this. So we played Bournemouth and we got Palace and we got City. Bang, bang, bang. Why? Because of a stupid international break right at the start of the season. Dumbest place to put one. I don't understand. 16th, 19th, 22nd, then we get a week off. And then nothing between there and the 13th because of the dumb international break. Horrible. International breaks are the worst. A bunch of our guys did really well in the summer as well during World Cup qualification. It's very interesting. We have a new club captain. I sorted this out because obviously Guay's retired. So Eugenio Patino, our star player, our best player, or one of our best players in midfield, he's our new club captain. And Norberto Hoss, our superstar striker, is our new vice captain. Why? Because they play all the time. An offer for this clown from PSG. You can play on the right, and you can play defensive mid. That's actually interesting. Midfield all right. Don't assess him based on that because he's never going to play there. He's as good as everybody else. He's not really an improvement. And defensive mid. Oh, I can play defensive mid too? That's interesting. Okay, well then I absolutely don't need to make that transfer because we've got coverage. Bye-bye, Sam Price. Alright, I can play defensive mid. Cool. Really good to know. I had no idea he could. Look at all these disgusting prices. So gross. Cooper out flown. Oh, the under 21s were awful against Brentford. Let's sort their lives out. First game of the season coming up. It's only taken us an hour to get through the last 2 weeks of pre-season. How are we doing for money? Bearing in mind, I'm going to need a right back if we sell to Dario, aren't I? Delabasic can cover there. He's going to go. 27.5 million's going into the kitty. Which will take us back up over 50. I'm not going to decline the deal. I'm going to accept it. You've been awesome. No way I'd come back while you're still manager. Well, you're a nong, mate. Get out and take your 425 grand a week with you because that frees up so much wage budget. Now I'm glad to see the back here. Get out of my face. Daniel Curdy. Remember him? We loaned him once upon a time back at Arminia Bielefeld. Thought his name looked familiar. We had this guy on loan for a while too. It's not very good. Scout reports. Looking. Gavin, he's a good winger. Interesting. Mark Hughes could be available on loan. Can't use him. Let's play positions we need. Michael Bond, can't afford. Palombo they put in a bid for earlier in the season. And I thought, oh, Palombo, he could be good. And then I remembered, we had him once upon a time, all the way back here at Arminia Bielefeld. And he was crap. He's had some better seasons since, but we've got previous, and I don't trust him. He hasn't really improved, so nope. And I'm done buying old men. We did that experiment with Saka. It kind of worked, but it wasn't a roaring success. So, no need to repeat it. Yeah. I think we're fine. We just need these guys to fulfill their potential. I'm not sure whether or not to hang on to Barley. It's definitely a case of the wings are our weakness, which is a problem because of the service to Haas. But everyone had a year less experience under their belt last season. And we did all right. So whoops. Quick pick. There we go. Right, I need to fix this up. We'll fix it up after when we get closer to game time. Kind of need another right back, and I don't want to spend all of my transfer budget on another right back. Can that other kid we just brought in do it? Wolfie? No. Delabasic can, but he's suspended. Silver can't. Petrosco can in a pinch. Nana. Not really. Okay, so it's less than ideal. I don't want to just buy defenders or summer. I really wanted an uber winger. Yeah, we can do. We can adjust the wage budget and get ourselves some more cash. Some more spensies. Because how much is free now? Look at that. I mean, that makes a massive difference. 84 million we could spend. It's not in the scouting center. Just clear that out, DP. Sort your life out. Alright, left wing we sorted cover 4. Right wing we need to sort cover 4. Without breaking the bank. Easier said than done. This guy's 22 million. Freiburg. He's got A- rating. He's Albanian. He's having a pretty good run this season. It doesn't super excite me. He's quick, he can defend. He's not the best in the world. But then I don't need the best in the world. I just need someone to cover him. For 22 million, that's not bad. He's cheaper, but he's awful. I don't think we're going to find a better option than him for that kind of money. Is it just 22 million flat? Is he listed, or what's the go? Let's talk to his agent. What's up? Minimum fee release clause of 22 mil. What if we... I don't really want to spend the 20 straight up. But it means we're not going to get gouged. No, I don't want to play you as a central defender. He's only a squad player, so he's not going to crack it. I'll trim his wage down to, say, 80k. Be delightful. 85. 85. Say 4 grand. So that's a bit healthier. We were paying a right back, £425,000 a week. We bring in this guy, who's about as good, give or take, but significantly less, like less than a quarter. That's a good piece of business, and for what, less than half of what we sold the other dude for. Not bad. None of you are wingers. None of you are good wingers. What's your deal, mate? You're only 19. Oh, Japanese player. Midfielder. They need midfielders. Got midfielders coming out of my ear holes. So fix right back. A cheat. And if we could sell Aspria. Here's what I'm thinking. We'd never get value for him, and the risk of upsetting the dynamics massively makes it very, very dangerous. We got 10 million for him, considering we just spent 22. That drops to 60, 62, thereabouts. 10 million gives us 70. In theory, one of those £100 million left wingers, right wingers, pay a chunk up front, put the rest on installments and add-ons, and I could ease my wing anxiety. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, no, not for that money. Maybe we just hold out until January. We can just kind of cruise along, see how we go, and if we need to upgrade and bring in a player, we'll sort it out in a window. We'll have to pay a premium though, that's the only thing. There's options there now that can do the job. I know, why is it so hard? Why aren't any of you wingers? None of them are wingers. It's ridiculous. Now it's pretty sick. See? Just sell him. The other problem with selling Aspria is he's like he's a club legend. He's been here forever. Players being great, that's what we want to see. Keep training well, gentlemen. Yes. Makes me happy, brings me joy. This is Jorge Branco. Heaps of potential. He's training with the first team. He's only 17. Let's have a look at his progress. Through the frickin' roof. That's what I'm talking about. The league has kicked off. Crystal Palace are top of the league. Everything is wrong. Everything is broken. We play them second. Hopefully we can bring them back down to earth with a thump. I'm not playing silver. Yeah. Okay. popular manager. I'm a popular manager, everybody. Hey. Press conference. Let's go. We haven't done one of these yet. Meow. Huh. Stick your neck out then. Who's going to win the Premier League? I don't know. Shut up. I'm not talking about it. I'm saying Saka. I'm saying Werner. Out of my face. Right. Let's sort out this bench before we do anything else. Boom. Midfield. Yep. Court. Sergio. Yep. Yeah. Can you not play central mid yet? What the hell? Development. Training. Still training advanced forward. Lovely. Yeah, everybody's happy with what I'm talking about. Should we start Saka? How'd he train? He trained alright. We fired him up. He's an elite winger. He's a left footer. No. I might put him on the bench though. Yeah, I'll put him on the bench and take Delacourt off because Delacourt isn't really fit enough. See what happens. Blah, blah, blah. Look at all the stuff we've got to do this season. Champions League, reach the ladder stages, so get out of the league phase. Premier League, top half finish. FA Cup, get through the small rounds and be competitive in Carabao Cup. So I don't care about the Mickey Mouse Cup anymore. Which is nice. All these guys want to win the Mickey Mouse Cup or the FA Cup this season, or they're going to get a grumpy on. We'll see what happens. Maybe. Cool. Ugh, itchy eyeball. Oh, get peckish. Get hungy. It's injured again. You're a moron. Stop hurting yourself every week. That guy's picking up a knock. What is going on? I mean, what the hell do you do about that? How's all this shaking out? Arsenal beat City, Chelsea beat Villa, United drew with QPR, West Ham smashed Norwich, Brighton drew with Liverpool. Alright. This is going to be a bit of a barometer, I guess, of where we're at and how we're doing. And Yanis Fabere, 45 to 60 million for another freaking midfielder. No. Director of football's a moron. I wanted to use a much stronger word there, but I caught myself. Aspria, Season ticket sales, 36. We sold more season tickets this season. Lovely. Not heaps more, but a few more. Silver, sprinting. Really? Saka on the bench. Oh. Saka on the bench. I'm not going to start him. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's what I was looking at. Okay, cool. We're good to go, kids. First game of the season. Strong defense, midfield is quality finishing. All the pressure. And we're at home for our first game of the season, which is great. See our new winger in action. Slightly rejigged defense. Here we go. Free kick. Nice and early. 3 minutes in. We've given the football away. That sucks. It's terrible. Should resign. Let's go manage in League 2. We'll have more fun. Win the ball. Coutinho. It's Panicardis. There he is. Ball over the top to Sergio. He's been fouled there, referee. Oh, it's a bloody outrage. No. It's good work. That would have been a goal last season. There it is. Ball over the top for Haas. Gets away from his defender. Nope. Kicks it straight into him. Maybe one touch too many. There's definitely a chance it's gone big. Referee! Early show off Van Lyken right there, who used to play for us. Bye-bye. His day is done. Straight red. That was vicious on Werner, and I'm surprised Werner didn't pick up an injury after that challenge, because that was nasty looking. Absolutely flattened him. Sergio breaking through. Nope. Not a very good shot. I mean, we've definitely got the edge now. We've got the extra man. So just weight of numbers. Poor from Panicardis. You should not be shooting. Come on, guys. First half, we need to capitalise on the number advantage. There's Haas with his first goal of the season. Our first goal of the season. He's picked up where he left off. Nod goals in with his noggin. Strike. It's good. Yeah, yeah. Doink. Lovely. Firing in those mixed crosses now. I think. We'll double check that in the tactic. I'm not sure if we should go mixed or floated. But Hosh is really good in the air. So that's a penalty. That's a pen. Send him off, ref. Send him down to 9 men. Usually we're the ones kicking the crap out of them. Who's taking the pen? Sprinting. Why are you taking the pen? Why isn't Hoss taking penalties? Who cares? He's got his first ever goal for the club in his first proper competitive game for the club. What a signing. Worth every penny. He gets the trumpets. Sprinting. You're going to love it. So we turn the get stuck in off, because we've already got enough of an advantage. We don't really need another. They got Westergren playing for him too. Another former Save alumni. Juliano to Sergio. Sergio's got his first goal for the club with the assist to Juliano. The trumpets are going to be all worn out by the end of this one. Let's put a friggin' marker down, gentlemen. Still only the first half. Lovely stuff. I don't want to work the ball in the box. Everything's going fine. We're 3-0 up in the first half. We need 2 more goals to overtake West Ham. Let's go. Werner launches it. Haas into sprinting. Flag up. Doesn't look like it. It's going to VAR though. We'll wait and see. The boys aren't going to party just yet. Springton's got a brace. It's all too easy. With an assist to Haas, he's headed it back across goal. It was probably going in. So he's been robbed there. But Springton has made sure of it. and we're having a great day at the office. Oh, what's this? They got the football. No, no. It's not how it goes. Oh, jeez. That was a bloody good shot. Ogden actually had to make a save there. 3 minutes injury time. I mean, you're doing brilliantly. Keep going. I've got nothing else to say. Alright, we're just going to make some changes and save some personnel. Terry Osborne's going to get a start in the Prem. Why the hell not? Not as a complete forward. Let's not be stupid about it. Okay, I would like Tino to have a rest, which means we throw on young Mr. Viket. That will do for now. The changes haven't gone through yet. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can go get a goal. Let's go get a goal, gentlemen. All the goals. Juliano back to Sprinzing. Was under pressure. Coutinho plays it through, looking for Sergio. He's had an excellent game. Couldn't quite beat his man with that cross though. You know what I haven't done is reset our set piece takers. Here's Viket with corner. First time we see him in action since his return to the club. It's a decent corner. I'll allow it. Sprinting. Everyone. Antonio! Oh, Silva. Oh, jeez. Oh, Sergio! He's in. 2 shots. Which looked a bit more like 2 passes to the goalkeeper. Praise, lads. We're doing well. We're under pressure. Come on, 2 more goals. I'm tempted to go attacking, but I don't trust us enough to do that. Vern beats his man. Crosses it in. So Eddie Sergio with his 2nd goal of the game. 2 new boys. 4 goals between them. Again, grain of salt. These guys are down to 10 men. Trying to play super defensive. That's taken a massive deflection. Alright, and we just sort of coast at this point. Then it can have a rest. We'll give Saka a run. Throw Gillon. Juliano. And let's have a look at Wolfie. Because we can. Oh, Fogden's had to make another save. Attacking for the last couple of minutes. Why not? It's the worst that can happen. 5-0 victory. We have begun the season as we ended the last with a 5-0 win. Fantastic stuff. Defenders, you defended well. I'm happy. Individuals. Osh, you're the man. Werner, that was really good. Sergio. Congrats on your debut. He's lost focus. He's like, what? You did really well. Sprinting was outstanding. Santiana was great. It's exactly what we paid for. And Patino was good too. You did well out there. Good job, everybody. So, based on the first lot of games, it's going to be us and West Ham slugging it out for the title. Let's just keep doing that to teams all season. 5-0 every week. It's not going to happen. It'd be nice. Happy camper. We don't get too ahead of ourselves. Not every team is going to do us those sort of favours. You can all have a day off. A couple of things I want to fix up here. One is when you come on, I want you playing as an advanced forward. Same for you when you come on. Cool. Yeah. Delabasic is still going to be suspended for his next game. He got such a huge ban for that crazy tackle last season. Oh, Tottenham won a game. Look at that. Crazy town. I don't want to be the incident. It was a gross tackle and he should be banned for life for tackling my boy Bernard. And we got to see Varket play. I've missed him. He's one of my biggest projects. An elite striker. He's not elite. He's world class. Hit a man. Let's do some team bonding in here. Because we're gaming the system. And then we want to go visit a primary school. Teach kids to kick a football. And then the next day after training, everyone can go rock climbing. We're off to a flyer. I love it. Can we maintain it? Probably not. Fall in the heap at some point. But it's a good start. I'm very happy. We have to go to the bathroom in a minute. Yeah. We'll get up to just before kickoff in the Palace game. And then we'll take a quick break. Suggestion. You need to go and play 90 minutes for the Rezzies, sir. And actually, you can go do it too and get fit. Lima's injured himself out on loan. What an idiot. Send me an email. They're telling me, give me a place transfer list. Probably for money reasons, I guess. How are we doing for money? Are we over budget again now? Oh, we are. Yeah, fix it. Celtic. I don't really want to send him out on loan though. I know you want to play him as an attacking midfielder. No. Barket's just got a bump to his wages. What if we loan him out, but he has to be at least a regular starter, and we want him playing as a striker. Pay all of his wages, and pay like 250 grand either way. We'll offer him out. If someone wants to meet that and meet our requirements, then it can be a thing. But I want him trained up to play as a striker. We don't use an attacking midfielder. We're not going to. Yeah, see, no one's bitten straight away, so no one's really interested in that. They want to use him as an AMC. And I'm like, don't do that. Because when he comes back, I want him useful. I'd kind of rather keep him here and throw him on and give him game time in the cups and whatever, training with the first team. Palace game should be a sellout, which doesn't say much because it's at Palace. We're the favourites. Villa praises Newcastle for talent identification. Damn right. We're the best. No offers for Delacourt. We'll take him off the loan list. He's going to stay. City want to loan him. That's fine. don't want to loan this guy. Accept those. Cool. Is that Danny Floor? Danny Floor! In Team of the Week for West Ham. Good on you, buddy. West Ham is just like our old team, basically. Sprinzing, Juliano, and Hosh all in Team of the Week. Fantastic. More of that, less of everything else. Haaland, if you could play any other position, man, I would absolutely buy you. I legit would. But he doesn't. Our next save, maybe, we'll acquire Haaland and see what we can do. Put a team together with like Haaland, Ronaldo, Messi. I'm not offering Delacour out for loan. He scored 7 goals for the under-18s in a friendly. Fair play, fair play. I respect this. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, my back teeth are floating. Fine. Fine, for reals. No, we don't need any of that. Offer made for Ugana. You're gonna not make an offer for that dude, is what you're gonna. Cancel! Rubbish deal. Okay. No, I'm not changing those. Right, we're going to take a quick breather. Everybody get up, take a walk, stretch your legs, stretch your cables, smoke if you got them. Go to the bathroom. That's what I'll be doing. And when we come back in a few minutes' time, we'll play our second game of our third season with Newcastle United FC in the Premier League, which we're currently top of after one game. But still, top is top. Don't judge me. Take success wherever we can find it. And we find it everywhere because we're brilliant and amazing and awesome. Damn straight. Alright kids, back soon. Don't go anywhere. I know if you do. Alright, enough of that rubbish. Game time. Sorry about that, folks. Highly required a little bit of bladder care. What is going on with my screen here? Settings. 720. There we go. Much better. Right, they want me to make changes. I disagree. Mostly. Make a couple of checks. Sprinting. You guys aren't fit. Barley's not fit. Is everybody else fit? Everybody else is fit. Yeah, let's go. No changes, really. A couple of tweaks. It's gonna be fun. Dressing room. Oh my god, I just realised I haven't installed a Premier League kit pack. I'll be doing that after the stream. Because that is going to be super easy to find. We're away from home at Crystal Palace, who had a flyer in their first match. And as I said before, we kind of just want to bring him back down to earth with a thud and give him a nice big reality check without conceding penalties or doing anything stupid. Gentlemen, we want to win. No silliness. Professional outfit here. Get the football. Yes. Hoss heads it to nobody. Fantastic. Passing the ball around. I don't like it. Twisting and turning. No. Not what we wanted. Was out of position there. Who's this? Springsing. Didn't really track the runner. Break them. Not good enough, gents. Yes, much better. Yep, there's nobody there. Aimless balls forward. It's not on. It's this direct instruction. It's killing us. Ah! It's not working. Really poor. This was not the plan. Not the plan at all. Right. Attacking highlight. Let's do something useful. You all need to redeem yourselves because I am not happy. Ugh. Silly passing around at the back. No, I'm not a fan. Lazy balls. No! We're going to concede again here. We've got nothing going forward. And that was like a pack of juniors. There were 5 of them around one player. And they've opened up space everywhere. Pouncing around with it at the back is not on. Right, forward momentum. This is better. Werner's facing the wrong way. Find a little bit of space out on the right-hand side. Patino plays it over the top. Looking for Haas. Finds him. Should have been a goal. Not good enough. Let's go attacking. We're going to lose. Experience on the left. Thread bucket on. Let's get some fresh legs and see if it makes any kind of difference. Got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Is really disappointing. Well, that was crap. I wanted to bring them down to earth with a thud, and instead it was us. Massively. That was awful. This doesn't work. Not a thing anymore. Not even going to bother with it. Worst thing about them playing crap like that is that we've got to go through all this rubbish. Ugh. Losing makes everything less fun. I got too excited with that first game, which I said during the game, take it with a grain of salt, because they were down to 10 men. But I didn't. Will be accepted. That's fine. Not happy. Not a happy camper. I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy that at all. And now we've got to play Manchester City. We need to bounce back with a win. We shouldn't have lost that game. There's no way we should have lost that match. Scored 2 goals. They shut up shop. We were attacking them, but you just weren't seeing anything happen in the match engine. Basic is okay to come into the squad. And I kind of just want to get him in there. He's been played for ages. Shouldn't be doing it against City because we know Jalabas just likes to give away penalties. He's a madman. It kind of sucks, but I'm hoping this season he pulls his digit out and gets his act together. Who's this guy? When did I do this? Oh, this is the 22 million. Gotcha. Right. Now it makes sense. I remember we did a thing. We signed a dude. All good. Give me my squad number. Can we get him registered? Yes, nice. I'll teach him how to talk. Good. Doing this, trying to keep the dynamics up, because I would have taken a hit after that result, for sure. Hurry up. You got a C rating that dude as a signing though. Not to worry, but he's here as backup. It's fine. Barely gonna play. Oh no, watching the Transformers movies, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, you poor thing. Who's this guy? A dude from Bournemouth. How about new? The Bayformers. No, thank you. I watched the RoboCop remake last weekend, early this week. Can't remember. It was pretty awful. And then there's an animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies on Netflix from that last series they did, The Rise of the Ninja Turtles. Didn't finish it. It's horrible. Which is a real shame because that's the last series they did. It was like this reimagining thing, and they had a pretty good voice cast, but like I never liked the art style of it. or anything else, and they all had like mystic weapons. It was super weird, but it was disappointing because Rob Paulson, who was the OG Raphael, was the voice director for the series. So I really wanted it to be good, and it just wasn't. And I tried watching the movie, and I was like, no, me no likey. No. No. Sticking to my guns. And you're right, yeah. One of the best part of the movie is the end credits. Transformers shouldn't be appeared on people. It's just dumb. And B, you should be able to tell who's punching what in a fight scene. It's so confusing. Oh, Shockwave was horrible. They just butchered so many of the characters. And I still hate that Bumblebee wasn't a Beetle. And then even when they did the Bumblebee movie and made him a Beetle, I was like, yay, at the end of the film, spoilers. Yeah. Why are we picking up yellow cards? Enough of this. Here we go, we got a corner. Yep. This was there with the header, but it's gone over. He didn't score in the last game, which is a concern. Not producing anything. I don't want a nil or draw with City. I want to beat them. Yeah, the Decepticons were horrible. What the hell did they do to Starscream? We're losing the possession stakes here. Very, very flat. Got a throw in our own half, which is always terrifying. Oh, Delabatis has got the ball. Ugh. Give it straight back to them. Do this all the time. It's got to stop. Sprinting's there with a crazy challenge. Petrosco now. Gil fires it over. Looking for young Sergio. Wins it back. Throwing it into the area. Shoots. Scores. His third goal of the season. He's outscoring Hosh at the moment. But that is a goal to give us the lead. Finally. What a run from Sergio. Great goal. Hosh is the first one there to congratulate him. Look at him go. He's a team player. It's our vice captain, ladies and gentlemen. He'll demand more. Yep. Change clock. Oh, God. Throw Juliano on. Burner's done. Sergio's done. And Hosh is spent. He hasn't had a good day at the office at all. He's gone right off the boil. Why did none of our changes take? And demand more. Bright cosmetic designs maybe won't work. Yeah, exactly. Transformers are supposed to be fun. Fun and silly. They're robots that turn into stuff. Oh, God. Harlan was lurking. Yep. I mean, there's some pretty dark and twisted stuff in Transformers. Like, I was one of the many traumatized by the animated Transformers movie. The stuff that's going in there, like a bunch of characters die in a big bad way. But yeah, it was still colourful and nuts, which is what it should be. Why did every second Transformer have to talk like some streetwise, like, not even mildly, like overtly racist stereotype? It's baffling. Why do these clowns still have the football? Why can't we win it? There's Viket sorting them out. Vale's in. Vale has his shot saved. We absolutely deserve to win this game. City do not deserve an equaliser, so don't even think about conceding one. Who's getting a challenge in on this clown? He's just run the length of the pitch. Viket now has been fouled viciously and cynically, and robbed us of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Put it on Hoss's head and get it. Hoss is not on the pitch. Put it on Osborne's head. Get a goal. Osborne can't head. Can we get a black and white shirt on the ball, please? Why are we going backwards? You're not going to score from there, guys. We got the win, but good lord. Yeah, seeing Chicago totaled is nice. You can kind of see that in Dark Knight too. We need to rest. Everyone's exhausted. 3 games in a week is nuts. We're up in a 4th. We're not top of the league. It's a bit disappointing. Not even a bit disappointing. Really disappointing. Could be worse. We could be City. Second bottom. We should not have lost to Palace. Watch us lose a title by a point again, and it's all going to be because of that bloody Palace game. I've got to find Hoss. I can't even find him because I've already disciplined him this week. That's pretty telling. Get Out's a great movie. Freaky movie, but a great movie. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing both formers. What's the last? I'm trying to think of the last movie I watched that I actually enjoyed. It's been a while. I haven't been to see Guardians 3 yet. I was going to go on the weekend, but I didn't. Probably next weekend. I'll go and peep that out. I don't know. I've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine again. That's all I've really been watching lately, so... Apparently, the next Transformers movie, Beast Wars, is a hot mess. So I won't be going to see that in the cinema. I shall wait until it's for free. Well, not for free because I pay for all the streaming services, but when it's on that, I'll peep it out. Ronaldo already wants out. Yeah, of course he does. Because he's lost his mind. It's like, I don't know. It's very narcissistic, and it's very obvious that everybody realizes, but him, that he's not a 25-year-old anymore. He's like in his late 30s. And yes, he can still be a good player, but he's not the best player in the world anymore. And it's obvious, like, he's not putting in training. He's not doing the things you need to do to be successful. And it's going to cost him. Yeah, exactly. Like the whole Messi Ronaldo greatest debate thing. I was always Ronaldo, but the more I've watched everything sort of happen this year, the more I've been leaning like, well, get Messi. Because Messi went to the World Cup and got it done. He was scoring the goals, he was contributing, he was effective. Ronaldo wasn't. Why would we sign this guy, Thomas Daknowski? He can play on the right-hand side. That would be pretty good. Be a backup striker. It's tempting, but what do you want to pay for him? 30? No, I don't want to pay that much money. Hosh gets one more star, and if he screws the pooch and has another poor game, he's getting dropped. Like, as much as I don't want to do this, we're going to have to spend some money on a winger. We've got to bring someone in to do the job. No. What's our budget? 55. Chuck in percentage of profit from net sale tips. Paying over the odds for him, but he's a good winger, playing the right hand side. Not getting that. Not getting that either. An extra 10 grand a week. There we go. Spree's gonna crack it. There it is. He's furious. And that's going to ruin dynamics. 5 agreeing with him. Horak, Hoss. That's not good. And no one's going to bid for him. Mistakes were made. Get him out. He's not going to play and he's going to crack it either way. Like, he just needs to get it. I don't have room in the squad for you, dude. I nearly went in for him. But he's too expensive. One more attempt to offer him out. If it doesn't work, I'll take him off the transfer list and behave myself. He's 33. He's on the decline. I never should have renewed his contract when I did. So our fixtures for Champions League have been revealed. Leipzig, Valencia, Marseille, Milan, Fenerbahce, Dinamo, Hertha, and PSG. Bunch of top-ranked teams. Sucks. Did you get 12 million in though? Money in the bank. Like it. Yep. Dear. What are we going to do about Hosh? We need him scoring goals. 2 games in a row, rating is 6.3. It's not good enough. Moving from the transfer list. Mickey Mouse Cup draw. Draw all teams. Boom. Swansea! I've got previews for Swansea. That'll be fun. Yay. We're off to Wales, everybody. Awesome. We're at Brentford in the league. ninth. I don't want to mess around with it too much. Carry on, carry on, carry on. Come on, let's get to the game. This will be the last game of the stream, because I need to get some dinner. Getting hungry, and I'm getting frustrated. If we lose or draw, or if it's a crap result, I'm going to be super cranky, and I'll need the rest of the night off to recover my composure. As so often happens around these parts. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is international window coming up. Ugh. And deadline day. Rounds 21's are terrible. One point for 4 games. Because I got promoted, they went up a division in the juniory bits. You reckon that? Alright, we'll go with that. Try something else. What's the worst that can happen? Pierre-Louis Delamare, 20 million. It's been a great season for Wolves, down in the Championship. Played in the Prem and had a good year. And then played most of his career in France. How old is he? 27. I mean, I don't really need him. He speaks English. He's got an A rating. Need him though. No. Not doing it. It's too expensive. Plus, we've already spent all the money on the other dude. Gil shouldn't be getting left out. You don't want to be off of that either. Grr. 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 All the training praise, do everything we can, try and keep everybody happy. Bench again. Urgh. So annoying. Right, squad's what we're going. We're so weak on the wings. Summer just didn't go to plan. I've wound up buying way more players than I wanted to. Pretty much all in defence, mind you. When all I wanted to do was rack up as much cash as I could and blow all of it on a world-class winger. We might be bringing in a decent one. The deal's not going to go through before this match, though. Right, come on. We need a good result here. They want me to play Horat. Alright, I'll do it. There. You happy? I'm going to burn out for this game. Bring Wyken in on the bench. Yeah! Alright. Let's do it! Got to be able to beat Brentford, surely. We are away from home, though. So probably not. I should better score. Got the football. We're in our stupid blue kits, and that was some very dumb passing and putting us under way too much pressure. We got away with it, but everybody knows I hate that rubbish. Okay, sprinting to Bailey. Up to Coutinho. He's under pressure. He's looking for Haas. Can't find him. They're hooking it back around. Santillana to Saka, into Juliano, to Coutinho, all the way back to Sprinting, Panicardis to Horak. Bailey scoops it up to Horak, shoots and blazes wide because he can't shoot. That's why I don't play him on the wing. Assistant manager's a moron. Why do I bother applying his suggestions? Ever. Can we stop playing the ball across the goal, gentlemen? You're not very good at it. Hoss couldn't get there. It's the right idea and it was a good ball, but I guess he just saw it late or he's lost some pace. No idea. Whatever it wasn't good enough. That's a good challenge. Hosh now. Back to Bailey. Delbasic. We look to build again. Launches it to Juliano. Can't find him. And we give the ball straight back to them. Hosh with all the pressure! There we go! Give him a blast. Only his second goal of the season. 4 games. He's done well there to intercept that. Still apply the pressure. And then takes it too far at a super tight angle. Sneaks it in at the near post. Much better. That's the end. We want the football out, gentlemen. Not up our end, up their end. This is them now with the ball, and I hate it. Thought that was going in. Didn't know. Into my more. Why the hell are you sliding there, Santiana? Rush now. Picks it up. Needs help. Ah, why is he getting overrun like that? And why didn't he just pass it? You've got to keep possession of the football. There we go. Hush now. He's got support. Finds Saka. Has a run. He's got support coming through as well from Santiana. Finds him. Looking for the cross. No, back to Saka. He now looks for the cross to Horak. Heads over. Very shaky. Got to do more, gents. Just got to do more. Horak's likely to be one of the first changes here. Got 10 minutes to do something. He has not. Let's throw Wolf on. Give him a room. Just for a change. Change as good as holiday. Oh, B. Richie's dropped a follow. Thank you, B. Richie. You're a hero. Nice one. Well in, sir. Freaking. Come on. No! Ah! I was much better before that just happened. What a crap goal to concede. Something's not right. Something is not right with this team. Back to a mid block. And we have to go attacking. Come on, you clowns. It's a good ball in Sergio. Is it across to Haas? No. He's tried to do something tricky and slide it back between his legs, but no joy there. Wolf now. He's come a long way forward. Into Saka to Haas. Taking the lead back. Now I'm happy again. Thanks, Richie. We're doing alright, man. We've just had a shaky start to the Premier League season. We lost a game against Crystal Palace that we definitely shouldn't have lost. 2-0 in our second match after a 5-0 win in the first game. Then we beat Manchester City, and now we're just trying to navigate our way past Brentford, of all teams. Coutinho's tired again. Why can't Coutinho ever make it through 90 minutes of football? Does my head in. Are you a lefty or a righty? You're a lefty. So swap sides here. Leave Saka on, he's going to play 90 minutes. And Osborne up front. Saka launches it. Fires over. Just going to drop this back to positive and hope we can hold on. 4 minutes into time. Saka now. Bit closer this time. Have another shot, son. Put it in. I dare you. I double dare you. A physical challenger. This is like a 37-year-old Bukayo Saka, by the way. Because we're in the year 2037. And we're going to just about hold on for a win. There I am in my sexy white suit. Alright, that's a result. Haas gets player of the match. You sucked. You sucked. You sucked. You sucked. Saka, you did well. Tanya did well. These guys did well. Delapasic actually had a good game. What are the odds? He never does that. Never, ever, ever. Fourth place, sitting in the Champions League spot. League is not the priority this year. We want to qualify for Champions League. If we can hover around here, that's fine. We're not chasing the league title. Champions League is our #1 priority. We probably won't win the Champions League this season, just so we're clear, because these players do not have the experience to do it. But we still want to give it a red-hot go, and that's the plan. And we've got a lot of football to play. Like, competing on 4 different fronts, it's not going to be easy for this team. We've never really had to do it before, so it's a really big ask. Needs must, and we'll do what we can. We are going to leave it there, folks. It is 9:41 p.m. I need to eat, have a chill, and go to bed, get up, ready for work tomorrow morning. But we will be back tomorrow night with more Season 3 Newcastle United action here in the future in 2037. Fantastic stuff. 4th place in the league, not terrible. Definitely room for improvement. Actually, to that end, we're going to tweak the tactic right now and get rid of this low block, because we were better after making that change. And in possession, we're just going to work the ball in the box moving forward, because it's always fun to turn it on. And that will do nicely. We've got one more transfer to be confirmed coming in. This guy that we're spending way too much money on, Pedro Sousa, second player we're stealing from FC Porto. He's going to be our new right winger. He's an elite right winger. It's exactly what we need to get better service up to Hosh. Hopefully that works out. Anyway, we will see you all right here in the DP Dome. Same DP time, same DP channel. And until next time, I shall see you next time.